I'm going to give you 4 reasons why you should start a podcast. I'm Tony Barreto, and if you don't know, I'm a UGC creator, podcaster. This channel in particular, not only do I do the podcast, but I like to talk about a lot of gear, some tips and tricks when you're starting your podcast, or even some editing ideas as well. So just all around great for creators. So I hope you will subscribe and like this or share it with a friend who needs to hear it. But I wanted to kind of mention something because I just got my new Rode Wireless Go 2s. If you go to the end or look at the timestamps below, I did a quick little unboxing, but thanks Rode for that. Super excited to try those things out. But it reminded me of why I started this podcast. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why you should start a podcast that helps you with your public speaking skills. If you want to get more comfortable speaking in front of large groups, or maybe you have a job where you do presentations, having a podcast really helps kind of hone in on that craft. Cool thing about creating a podcast is you could create about it anything. If you like real estate, there's tons of people out there that are into the real estate game. If it's about health and fitness and wellness, kind of like I do, there's a plethora of people that want to listen to that stuff. If you just want to shoot the shit with friends for football, there's also a podcast for that. In fact, Barstool Sports has created an entire business off multiple podcasts that just talk about sports, and they are worth millions. Another reason it helps you grow personally. I have learned so much hosting a podcast because I've had people that are NASA engineers on, comedians, fitness experts. I had herbalists on that talked about
psychedelics and mushrooms.
Like, there has been so many people, and I have learned so much over the years. It has been an honor and a privilege. And I feel like I've gotten smarter, which I definitely wasn't very smart to begin with. So it's not like I went up a bunch of pegs, but I went up a few pegs. I feel like I actually have knowledge in things that are important. I'm not just spending a lot of time on Netflix and Hulu figuring out what the best show is. It helps you get out more to the masses. You got to think, if you have a guest on and that guest has 1,000 followers on Instagram and they share that podcast, not only are you helping them grow, but you're helping yourself grow, because now you're targeting 1,000 people that you weren't able to target anyway. That collaboration, you don't realize it, but you're helping somebody, which is just a win-win if you grow as well. And the last and probably the most important reason you should have guests on your podcast is it lets you be objective. I have had people on my podcast that I completely disagree with, but it's so cool because you can talk to them unedited, raw, to where you can learn so much from them. They can learn so much from you, and you're going to disagree, and that's okay too. But at least you can talk about it. Sometimes we're very narrow-minded, especially when we're scrolling on social media and the algorithm is feeding you all the stuff that you like. Sometimes you forget that there's other stuff out there that actually might be more important, or that actually might be correct. If you think the earth is flat, that's all you're going to get on social media. Earth is flat, earth is flat. But if you hop on a podcast with somebody who can convince you that the earth is round, you might not be fully convinced, but at least you guys can meet in the middle and have a conversation that's not interrupted by commercials or scrolling. You don't want to get in an argument with someone on Facebook, but if you get in an argument with someone on a podcast, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's how we are. We're going to disagree. We're people, but you got to hash it out. And it's a lot of fun. And I've learned a ton. But look, I'm not saying everyone needs to start a podcast. I'm just saying if you want to get some extra skills, some skills that I think are on par, if not easier than reading a book. I'm not a big reader. That's why I like to do the podcast. I feel like I've learned so much and I cannot wait. I'm just getting started. Oh, hey there. I'm glad you made it to the end. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm sure you're going to like all the other podcasts that I've done. You could check out some more videos right here, whether you're watching me on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. I would love you forever, even more than I already do. And tell a friend who needs to hear it. Until next time, we'll see you later. Peace.